So anyway, the tips to running a great business. Just use your common sense. Believe in Tinkerbell. If you can get 3 or 4 people to believe in what you believe in, you'll get a great company. Understand what you don't do very well and get other people to do it. Then the really serious one, kill negative people. Kill them and make their death as bloody as you can make it. On the grounds that anybody who's ever worked with negative people knows that the sap just drains out of you and your will to live has gone. Go. Believe in last man standing, because last man standing, which I lead my life by, is that if you have a certain amount of charm and people learn that you're not going to go away, they will eventually pay you large sums of money to do so. And after that, you've probably got a pretty successful business. Seriously, don't trust gurus, and also don't trust people who use the word entrepreneur. Right. If you ever hear a banker saying they're encouraging entrepreneurialism, hit them. Right? I once went out with a whole bunch of bankers who wanted to be entrepreneurial, and they said, we'd put £10,000 in as whatever, and we'd give you easy terms. And I said, look, you wazzock, easy terms, I put my house up. An entrepreneur should be a badge of courage that you actually believe in your ideas enough to put yourself at risk. Because one of the weirdest things that no one will ever tell you, and it's not written in any business manual at all, is that by taking the great leap of risk, all that fear that you had about risk disappears because now you've got to make it work. And what happens then, this is true, because what happens then is your body language changes, and when your body language changes because you're dealing with something that is no longer a risk, it's a reality, your body language exudes confidence. It sometimes exudes desperation, but it exudes confidence, and suddenly the risks that you perceive to exist do not exist at all at the same scale you had before. And the only way you need to test that on yourself is everybody in the audience, go back to when you were 17 and the first girlfriend or boyfriend you dumped. Is it not true that the anticipation of the dumping was way worse than the moment itself? So think of the energy you wasted on all of that, where you could have just said, it's over. I know relationships aren't really like that, usually. But that's what I wanted to say, really. I didn't want to talk about fair trade because we have fantastic ambassadors for that. We, of course, fair trade. Why wouldn't you? Albert said everything there was to say about it. But the future is going to be in turning the whole of Europe to start with. Let's talk about countries and places we're living in for a moment, as opposed to being patronizing about the rest of the world. Learning from the developing world that our arrogance at not seeing some of the systems that we're trying to export should actually be at play here. Mohammed Yunus is starting a bank in Glasgow. I mean, I do understand, but just think about that. The future is going to be monstrous. This isn't about little businessmen. This is about a vision, and we're entering a period of narrative. Those who can tell stories, those who can make sense of the sunny uplands that we're heading towards, will win the day. Have you not noticed that you can't buy eggs anymore? Oh, no. You didn't know? You can't just buy an egg, can you? Oh, no. You used to buy an egg, then you bought an egg from a chicken that was no longer in a cage, then the chicken was a bit more rock and roll and was taken about, and then it was absolutely free range and crapping everywhere, right? And then it was laying it and it was doing it organically, and then you put it in a box which could biodegrade. That's just happened in 10 years, a miracle of eggness. Yeah? No, there's a serious point. The point isn't the eggs, it's us and our need for a story that connects us to the soil in some way and makes sense of who we want to become. I'll make you another prophecy. It's not my own, I've read it. It's a brilliant one. Within the next 10 years, you will not find academics using the word primitive about societies elsewhere. As we start to rediscover our dependence on story and narrative, we will suddenly rediscover our respect for things that we didn't understand and disrespected before, and suddenly understand the importance of stories. Because without a coherent story, we're going nowhere. And actually, if we haven't got a coherent story, we're not worthy of the name Homo sapiens, are we? So it's a real joke, and we deserve to fry. Thank you very much.